9/11's a lie, 9/11's a lie. 9/11's a lie.
Okay, welcome back, and hope you like that song. I love that one. I might even overplay it if there's a possibility of that. Well, we've got a caller, so we'll start out right away by taking that call. And in just a second, we'll switch her in for you.
Go ahead, caller.
Oh, hi there.
Hello. We hear you. You might turn off the sound in the background. It'll be too confusing.
Oh. Okay, I gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment about it all. I mean, I've seen the 9/11 terrorist attack movies and whatnot, and I heard that there's basically President Bush was in an elementary class, and from the first plane that was hijacked to the last one, he didn't know, and when he did find out, it seemed like he already knew and didn't care, and went ahead and stopped and got a breakfast at McDonald's.
It's really funny. By his own testimony, and you'll see it on you can look it up on the internet, but he testified that, and he did this a couple times in a day's travel. It's like he had the script all written out. But he talked about he had heard about the first plane just before he left to go to that school, okay? And,
Yeah.
or actually he said he saw it on TV.
The first plane crash.
He said he saw the first plane on TV before he went. Now remember, that didn't get shown until the next day. It was the Naudet brothers film that was shown the next day. It wasn't shown the first day. So if the president really saw it on that first day, like his own testimony multiple times is, he had to see it on closed-circuit CIA TV.
Yeah, it just, the whole thing just seemed like an outrage, and there was all of the traffic controls, and no one was working in hand, and it was just like total confusion on purpose. And I got my cousin here who has another comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering why the FAA on that day. My only question is, why didn't they let the military?
In other words, how come the military didn't respond where every other incident in the last several years got an immediate response? And one good example of that is that golfer.
Payne?
Yeah, who took off from Florida, and he was trying to fly to Colorado or Texas or something.
The military scrambled jets within 15 minutes.
Yeah, he had an escort until the plane
on each
crashed.
side of his plane. Mm-hmm.
Their plane ran out of fuel finally. The people had decompressed inside, and everybody was dead.
That's normal, though. That's normal military procedure.
Yeah, the normal procedures to actually be there. And earlier in today's show, we were talking about the simultaneous multiple war games that were going on, and they were injecting false targets on military and FAA radar. So these guys are out there responding, the ones that did respond, and they're chasing shadows. And that's the kindest explanation you can give for it without jumping into something even more sinister. That's why we need, an investigation that has subpoena power and contempt of court power. You have to be able to force people to talk, and it's going to be really easy to do because you just start with the lower guys and say, okay, you'll have immunity. Who is your boss? And what did he tell you to do?
Like any crime.
Like any criminal investigation.
Drug deal
exactly.
Or anything. Now, we have a witness, Norman Mineta, who's a government official, and he saw a lot that morning.
That's right.
Want to mention
Norman
what he
Mineta.
saw?
He went into the stronghold underneath the White House and saw Dick Cheney already there. And he witnessed, this was about 9:26 or so, which is like 10 or 15 minutes before the plane hits the Pentagon. And he witnesses a civilian-looking fellow come to Cheney and say, "Sir, the plane is 50 miles out. Sir, the plane is 30 miles out." When he got down to 10 miles out, he said, "Sir, do the orders still stand?" And Dick Cheney, according to the testimony, whipped his...
I've got one more question. I was wondering what you guys think about Build-A-Burger.
Well, let's put it this way. We're entering the realm of speculation again, but they had a whole bunch to gain by this plot. There's nothing that we can say that we can't say they were involved or they weren't involved, but they were definitely the hierarchy that would benefit from this.
Well, just so people know, they're a group that meets once a year, and the press is not allowed to report on them, but it's the most powerful people in the world meet, and it's called Bilderberg Group.
And
but to finish your,
even Hillary Clinton was, if not a member, at least a visitor, a speaker.
The top-level politicians in the world, go to these meetings. But to finish your story, Dick Cheney said to the Army official, yes, the orders still stand.
Right. Have you heard any orders to the contrary? And no,
right.
we haven't.
And then the plane went ahead and
the plane
crashed
did hit
into
the
the building. So we have a witness, Norman Mineta.
That's the closest thing to any sworn testimony about a stand-down order that we have.
So the comment I want to make, my last comment, just about how President Bush Sr. was promising a war, and he never got to do it. And then his son comes in, has the war, and then the war is on us through him. His pockets are deep. All he cares about is oil.
Yeah, it's oil and power, and I don't think that you can put the Bushes at the top of the command pyramid. I think that they're
this was a military operation.
Yeah, it was definitely.
You got to look to the military on this one. Politicians come and go. The most a president can stay is 4 to 8 years. They come and go. You got to look at the military. I want to ask you guys: are you going to support Jesse Ventura and buy his book or watch his show?
Hello. we were just saying, yeah. We talked about Jesse Ventura's new book.
Yeah, I remember him wrestling.
Well, he was a governor. He's more than a wrestler, and.
Not only that, he was one of the best governors that they've had.
Okay, thanks a lot for your call.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Bye.
it. Thanks a lot. Yeah, and I guess we still have the phone lines up, so feel free to call in. And
I wanted to mention we are change.
Oh, go! Yeah, it was at the end. Go ahead. That was right at the end of that last video.
And explain who they are and what they do, because I think it's pretty powerful what they do.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Go ahead.
They'll go to like a politician's town hall or meeting, or maybe let's say Al Gore is going to speak on global warming, and they'll confront him with microphones right after or before the speech and ask him about 9/11 and put people on the spot, which our media won't do.
Right. And so they're forced to either say no comment, and then why not, or maybe make a comment. And if they do, we're in good shape. We have another call. Hello, caller.
Do you know that when you go to a court of law, you need to have names, you need to know the charge they did,